All
I
right.
wrote down the notes so that I
Hey,
could
hey,
talk about
everybody.
Sweet.
Welcome
Hey!
to Waffle Talk. We just watched episode 106 of Dice Camera Action. I thought it was an awesome episode. Definitely one of my favorites for a long time. Somebody want to recap the show?
Yeah, they find out, the group after the encounter with the coffin find out that Xanathar was behind that, and that Xanathar has a creepy crush on Evelyn. So the group splits up basically to go to the Rakshas's lair. Binwin fights a small statue, finds a book, and they find out that the Xanathar is planning to explode the sun of the morning, and they head down there. Evelyn, like they clear it out. They make sure everything's safe. Evelyn finds the Xanathar trying to steal her statue. The Xanathar charms her. Binwin attacks it, stabs in the eye, who is then petrified and then disintegrated. So one acquisition person is off the table. So desperate thing of wanting to flee, but they eventually flee before Strix turns Evelyn into a snail so they could, take her without having to like fight her because she was charmed. And that's where we end.
Binwin died.
Yeah.
Binwin died.
Perkins.
He went out with a nat 20 though.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Perkins can bring you into D&D and take you out, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Binwin, Binwin is one of the Acquisitions Inc. characters. Been around since 2008?
Yeah, since around the 4th edition podcast. So, been a while.
And he died today, just now.
brutal way. It's like not even.
The crazy thing about that was anybody in the chat, any comments or questions, throw them in there, and I've got the thing popped out. I'll try to address them as we go. Hello, Jeroth. It was a very impressive death.
It was
right.
Yeah, it was.
The thing about the Beholder was, when you're running a game, you have a Beholder. I always spread the rays out, right? I don't throw them all at one character, even though that makes sense. That's what the Xanathar did.
You did.
Because Binwin threw a javelin into the central eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so
Xanathar
started shooting beams at him. Makes sense. But, I mean, to petrify him and then disintegrate him in the same round.
That's a rough.
I mean, it makes it easier, I guess, when they can't move.
I mean, Xanathar is the Xanathar. He's not a regular Beholder, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
CG Player 2000 says that rules as written, the disintegration probably wouldn't happen. Really? I don't know.
Should I look up the Beholder stat block?
Can you disintegrate stone? You can, right?
Well, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Beholders before dug right through the stone with their disintegration rays to get into the Waffle House.
Maybe they mean that because the beams are happening at the same time, they would all hit at the same time? So.
Oh, God, yeah.
The petrification can be reversed by a greater restoration spell, so it would still be considered a creature. Therefore, the disintegration probably still would work.
All right.
But, I was surprised he rolled the natural 20. Right? That's what it was, right? Binwin threw the javelin at the eye and rolled the natural 20 critical hit and hit the Xanathar in the eye and took out the eye, which I was really surprised at. I mean, that's like a big thing to happen to a major NPC,
To pretty much the main bad guy of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Or at least just half of the season, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, did you all notice in the chat? I don't want to get too far off topic of the show, but this is relevant. Towards the end of the show, people in the chat were posting things like when Strix's staff first started fizzing out.
Yeah.
Like I was one of the people who posted, it's the Beholder's anti-magic cone. And the D&D hosts were like, I think they actually were blocking people from saying that. And then later on, people were throwing out ideas on how to save Evelyn. And it looked like some of the mods were trying to discourage people from
I guess that would be
gaming.
Spoilery,
but I didn't feel like, I mean, it's just people watching the show shouting out stuff to me. What do you guys think about that? Like, was that okay, or do you think?
I honestly didn't notice, and I was one of the people yelling.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I kept seeing the delete. I usually don't see the messages when they get deleted. So I was like, I wasn't necessarily aware it was happening at that thing, but yeah,
I saw it, and I think, like, just me personally, I mean, when you don't know as a player all the stat blocks and someone says it and you're like, oh, and then it makes you think differently how to situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
I'm very iffy about
the anti-magic cone, when people were pointing out what it was.
Yeah.
You think they should maybe, because that does affect, because the players don't know, and it's like we're cheating on their behalf, sort of giving them information they don't know. But it's hard. I mean, when you have so many people in the chat,
it's very hard not to.
How do you stop people from typing that?
Yeah,
it was kind of a weird thing. And then later, people are throwing out ideas for solutions, and for me, it was just you're excited and you're throwing out fun ideas, just not thinking that they're gonna read. I mean, the chat's going so fast.
I think
how they gonna read them? For me, it's just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if? That's why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like it's thinking out loud. It's not necessarily that you expect them to read. Just like, oh, I think maybe it's this or something like that.
Everybody in the chat was like, "Oh, you can use hold person or polymorph or something to save Evelyn." And I was just like, "God, I hope Evelyn fails. Come on, go to spell Gulport. Come on, please."
Go down.
Oh, really? You wanted her to go?
That would have been like,
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm evil.
They'd have to go after her. So I mean, that's
exactly And I did see someone near the end after Strix used polymorph mention that the charm lasts an hour. Polymorph only lasts a minute, right?
It lasts an hour.
Does it last an hour? Okay.
Polymorph lasts.
Okay.
So
I paid very close attention to how long polymorph lasts.
Well, Strix has to maintain concentration, right? So if Strix's concentration breaks, then
well, Xanthar's do send some thugs, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, both of them would be friends. Like they're all friends at that point, so they're probably would be able to hold her back from going because it's Xanathar's not there at that point.
Yeah.
True.
It's just a friendly acquaintance thing.
Yeah.
See,
Charm person is a rough spell. That's a rough spell.
Not to mention the Beholder charm is a bit different.
Yeah.
It's just you're charmed by the Beholder for an hour.
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It was I just thought it was like an awesome episode. You know, when I mentioned the stuff in the chat, it's not really a complaint. It was just kind of an observation. Like, what's the etiquette? You know?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I think when situations become dire, like someone's down or someone's dead.
Yeah, because there was a point where people in the chat were saying that they gave Anna an idea that she actually tried to use, but what was it? The attack, because she was charmed, but he shot a beam that she had to dodge. People were saying that might count as an attack, and she did, try that, but got shot down.
Also, rules as written, it says takes damage by the Beholder, so there's that too.
Oh, and I think Anna has said, like, part of the cool thing about these streams is the interaction between the chat and the group. I think they should leave space for, to allow for the fans to, especially when something gets overlooked like that. Well, not like that, but there have been times in the show where something got overlooked and the chat jumps in to make the save, which I think is a really cool thing, especially when it's like you're upholding the rules the way it should be. I think that's really cool.
And
so
jumping back to earlier when you said that mods were blocking out the anti-magic cone, the reason why they would do that feels less like a helping the players along and more like keeping the rest of the audience in the dark, because all of the players have played before. All of them have DM'd before, so they might know the Beholder being one of the more classic monsters.
Yeah.
Plus, you always remember what a Beholder fight looks like every time you fought one distinctly.
So that's my guess. It's for the audience's sake. The rest of the audience.
Oh, I
rather.
see. Yeah. Yeah, like newer people in the chat. I see.
Exactly.
Because Chris yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay, there's a whole bunch of comments in here. I thought this was the last episode was really good. I thought this one was better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good. They got a lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happening, and then dire stuff and some real.
I mean
lore stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly. The Xanathar stuff wasn't even like the whole thing. We got like more Lothander, the Monitor stuff, and the weird. What is his name? Victor Trench, the Rakshasa.
Vincent Trench, yeah.
His weird book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can summon fiends. I'm sure that will never come into play ever.
No,
ever.
Book. Nope.
Sheska Pates. I figured the instant petrification was because it's the Xanathar. Oh, I see. Okay.
That would make sense.
CG Player 2000. Rob, this is Perkins. He gets to do what he wants. Very true. Does anti-magic zone effect spell like abilities that monsters have? I think so.
It's anti-magic, yeah? Not anti-spell. It's anti-magic.
Anti-magic, yeah. That
happened.
Happened. That definitely happened before.
I think somebody in here mentions that the cone could have, in theory, shut down the charm.
Yes. Yeah. Should have.
Which would have been a funny little thing where Evelyn tries to get the Xanathar to just look at her with the big eye,
Like if the big eye was still active when she flew right in between them, then it would have dispelled it.
Do you think he'll be able to heal that eye, or is that eye gone?
Probably be able to heal. He has access to healers. I mean, he's a Xanathar, so he probably will.
Maybe. I mean,
he has so many eyes.
Part of me wants to say for Chris to just leave it as is, just because it's cool that Benwin just destroyed his eye.
Oh, yeah, just like that'd be really cool.
It's Benwin with a natural 20.
Right before he died.
Right before he died.
Just let him have it, Chris.
Just let him have it. Like he went down blinding the Xanathar in a way.
Yeah. It's a very dramatic encounter, and he's still so powerful that I don't think it's gonna hurt too much without the eye.
It's gonna make him probably more just unpredictable now that he has, his main eye's gone. He's probably super mad.
Oh boy,
it's cool. It's like Benwin left his mark on the campaign.
He'll never,
It seems like this is like a fateful thing because, I mean, it's just you could do an Acquisitions Inc. stage show where they bring him back to life and he comes back for one show or something like that, or especially if they use the Xanathar in the, now it's like Benwin and Xanathar are like mortal enemies,
It's got a lot of enemies now. Rack him up.
Really does.
Episode.
It was awesome.
I just noticed something.
Yeah.
If Benwin doesn't come back by way of true resurrection or anything, we've got a Rakshasa that wants to kill things close to him now.
Oh, that's right. Oh, cool. That's right. That's a good...
Friends and family. And that's going to be great. That's going to be great.
Wow.
Yeah. And who has their... And they have his book, so... Whatever.
Yeah, they do.
It's like it has my book. It must have been friends with them.
They hung out with you.
B Crusher says, when I'm chatting, I'm usually typing to chat, but I understand any mod's choice to remove any comment. Yeah, it was just like it was just something I know. It was kind of like it threw me a little bit. Like, what can you say in the chat and what can't you? I suddenly didn't know what was okay to type, because sometimes somebody watching the show will ask, some people are newer to D&D, so they'll ask a question. And, I love D&D lore, so I'm always like, whoa, let me tell you a little bit about, sigil or whatever. And like, it's like, oh, should I not? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, ooh, where's the line? What should I not say? It was kind of like, whoa. When I'm chatting, let's see. Anna's Charmed RP was so fun, says Jeroth.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, that's a tough spot, right? For a player to be in.
I like that they're willing to like just go with it, because it's Charmed is hard to deal with when you're a player, because it's like it makes you act against your team, but you kind of have to, and it's nice to see.
It can be really fun too.
Yeah.
I did not want her to go with the Xanathar. I really didn't.
I don't think anyone did.
I don't think anything, but it would be.
I don't think even Chris did. He was just like, this is what's going to happen now.
I might have.
It came like this close. I don't know, man. I was like, it was just like, Charm is weird, especially when it's like the Xanathar likes her,
Charm.
And then it's like, as a player, it's hard to play that.
Yeah.
Like in a fair, because you don't want to be charmed.
Yeah, because I've been charmed before in a big boss fight. It's like, I really want to help you guys. I can't. Please, someone stop this. But Charm is really strong for like a first level spell.
Yeah.
Super strong.
But Anna played it really, really well, I thought. Right? Like,
yes.
Even to the point of like trying to help Xanathar with saving throws and stuff like that. Was pretty epic, I thought.
Yeah, she kind of like towed the line between like both these things are her friends. She's kind of treating it as like, my friends are fighting. I don't want to hurt either of them, but I want to stop them from like hurting each other.
I feel like that was the good way to play. It didn't make sense any other way.
Although, if she was charmed, if the Xanathar did tell her to, like, actually told her, hey, go kill your friends, she would have to, wouldn't she?
I think she would have to be persuaded.
Yeah, because it's a friend, and it would be like, here, Strix telling her like, kill this puppy or something like that. Like, why?
No, I can look up the charm stat if you want.
It's I think that's with just a friend's spell, isn't it? Like a low level. Like I think
charm person is a first level spell. I think.
I don't know how the beholders work.
But with the charm person, it's a little bit different than the beholder one. I looked up the beholder. It's like you're charmed by the beholder for an hour, or if you take damage by the beholder. While most charm person is like, if you attacked its friend, then it's no longer charmed by you. A charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects, and has advantage on any. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature. That's all that the charmed status is.
All right.
So at that point, it's roleplay.
Giovanni Cam asks, why couldn't Strix dispel the charm? I think she didn't have dispel magic, right?
I think.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Or didn't have the spell slots for it, or something like that.
Matt Fardigan says, I kind of wanted her to go just to see what would happen down there.
Matt Fardigan gets it, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
For me, like, I don't want the party to get split. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just the whole thing creeped me out.
As it rightfully should have.
Yeah. God,
and it's such a difficult thing to play, Although, actually, it probably would have been really funny, because it would have been some funny, weird stuff going on down there.
This is my goldfish. I hope you like him.
He's my best friend.
Giovanni,
I'm here besides you, of course.
Giovanni thought Strix had dispel. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know. But Holly pretty much said she didn't have it on this episode, so maybe she moved some stuff around.
Maybe like, because at first it was the magic cone. And then it was Bin when he got disintegrated. So that maybe like took focus, I think, before Evelyn at that point. At that point, like when someone dies, it's sometimes hard to like think it's because I've done that before. It's like, oh shoot, and then afterwards, like I should have just done this. But you're in the moment, and it's sometimes that happens.
Scotty points out the most powerful charm he's seen. And 5th is Strahd's. It lasts until it dispels or he ends it. Yeah, like Strahd's got a big one. I know Succubus has one that lasts like a month, something like that. So there's definitely some that last a really long time, which is really weird. CG Player 2000, I'd rather see the traditional dungeon crawl to go after it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Anybody else just wish? I don't know. I say this a lot, but I wish Binwin would just stay for a while. Stick around.
I feel that way with a lot of the NPCs. So I mean,
it was just like just freaking stay for like a couple of months, just keep playing for a while. Why not, right?
It's fun. Yeah, I like Binwin.
It's just he's a lot of fun, he's one of my favorite players, so it's like I was just really like, I'm glad he showed up. I just wish you don't want him to leave, Although he did die.
Well, now he can't leave.
Yeah.
That should be weird to see him make a new character. That'd be interesting.
Oh, such an old that character's been around for almost 10 years.
Let's see. Sheskapate points out that Strix killed some brooms with Dispel Magic a long time ago. Oh no, Jaroth. Oh no.
Please don't do that, Jaroth.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
I'm reading what Jaroth wrote.
Yeah.
I'm now imagining a slave Leia scenario with Evelyn and Xanathar if she went with
I can see it.
Oh,
I mean, that didn't end well for Jabba, so
Weird.
Exactly, yeah.
True.
Well, I mean, she would have to keep on failing a bunch of charm rays hour by hour.
Yeah.
Scotty points out that the helmet, that's true. Evelyn has Binwin's helmet. She still has it.
Yep.
She should keep wearing it. And Todd. So
you should roll Todd.
Yeah, Todd the guard became a thing this episode.
Yeah. Todd is now.
He's
unlimited time now that he's been named and has shown like
he's a guard who was consoling Evelyn on this show, and his name is Todd.
And Xanathar knows about
it.
Yeah, Xanathar now he's a rival to Xanathar now. Like, I'm gonna stand.
Poor Todd.
Giovanni asks, "What do you think Paulton was doing all this time? Drunk?"
Yeah, that's what he does.
It is what he does.
Yeah,
that is what he does.
It's convenient when there's a built-in reason for him to miss sessions.
Maybe it's like keep an eye on the house, make sure the kids are safe. Maybe.
True.
I'm hoping that, especially with where's Simon? We haven't Simon.
Yeah, where's Simon and Waffles?
And Waffles.
We're still waiting.
Waffles was upstairs.
Yeah, maybe just Waffles doesn't want to come down. Like, no.
We got a cruel tease with the smoke powder. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, my antenna went up, like Warrington Munt, the GIF.
Where is he, Chris?
Smoke powder? No, nothing.
It's illegal, everybody.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. I mean,
Warrington
Munt doesn't care about that sort of thing.
So
probably not.
When Evelyn was flying through the temple, or just making sure everybody was out, she heard a whisper. Now, was that Lathander, or was that the Xanathar messing
That was
with
not a Lathandry voice that I think. That seemed like a slightly sinister voice that Chris used.
Yeah. I don't think it was Lathander, but I don't think it was the Xanathar.
No,
I think it was insert random thing here because I have no idea.
Yeah, something about that voice was. I'm like, I don't know about this voice.
It said two things, right?
I wrote them down.
You did? Oh, good. What are they?
Yourself.
What was it?
Started with look to yourself, and then a bunch of questions by Evelyn. With you, there is great danger.
With you, there is great danger.
I mean,
look to
yourself. It can be taken multiple different ways.
Not wrong.
Look to yourself. With you is great danger.
Look to yourself. I mean, the statue, and with you is great. I mean,
look to yourself. The statue of herself.
When died in the vicinity. So,
with you is great danger. Does that mean maybe? Well, Could be anything, but is it possible it's referring to some item she has?
I mean,
it could be like it was like Evelyn was asking all the questions. Just like, is it because there's a danger nearby? Is it because is it me with my friends? Is it for my friends? Is it for me? It was like lots of different things. There was no response. So okay.
Yeah, it's one of those like delightfully vague things that you can kind of like use whenever you want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they explained the whole Lathander
Yes.
Monitor thing.
And that's what I thought when I was going like, who is this sun god? And I went into the wiki and I'm like, oh, that sounds exactly right. When I because there was like heresies on it.
Rena, did you write this stuff down? The heresies?
Yeah. The heresy of the three-faced sun.
Yeah.
And pretty much it's Amateur is going to come back and is going to delegate a god for dawn and a god for dusk. Sunbright believes in this heresy, and then Evelyn has grown up thinking that Lathander is a reincarnation of Aminator, so that is why it's a heresy for the Lathandrian church.
So all right, so a Monitor is going to come back and take Lathander's place, and then he's going to pick two gods.
Yeah,
one
split.
for dawn and one for dusk. So
yeah,
maybe
split.
Lathander would be dawn. I guess.
Well, I looked on the Forgotten Realms wiki, and I think it said for the heresy thing that Lathander would go and be the god of high sun or whatever. And I think a Monitor would take his place as dawn.
Yeah.
And someone would be dusk. I'm not sure.
Because it's like it was described as a portfolio split, basically. Yeah.
Because I also checked, and supposedly back during the Netherese Empire, it doesn't say who was dawn, but a Monitor was high noon, and Jurgal, the god of the dead, was dusk. So.
Oh.
And then during the time of troubles, Lathander was dawn and Merkel was dusk. So.
Yeah, because man, between like the editions, there's like tons of trading portfolios of like certain things. Certain gods take certain things from gods that went away, that were the same gods. So
in my head, what I thought fit was just right out of Curse of Strahd, the Morning Lord and Mother Night, right? You just slap those two in, because I mean that's dawn and dusk, right?
Makes sense.
I think Mother Night is Shar, I guess. I don't know. But I have no idea where that whole thing is going. I don't understand that whole story.
I know that there's like another heresy that's on there too, though I don't know. He chose the one that I wasn't expecting him to. So there's that as well. It's like I know it's one of them, but I didn't know which one.
So the heresy part is because they believe that Lathander is a Monitor reborn, right?
So they're the same being,
yeah,
they're the same person. So if there was both of them, then that would throw their brains into.
It's a lot. It's a lot like a lot of early Christian heresies with the Trinity and God and Christ and the Holy Spirit being the same person, but also not. And
same.
It's very messy, messy religious stuff.
Yeah.
CG Player 2000 says, based on the earlier conversation, I thought it was a Monitor. Oh, who was talking to Evie?
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, really it was a Monitor talking to Evelyn.
Yeah, like in the.
It's possible. Yeah.
It's yeah.
When it started, I thought, oh, it's Lathander, and then it kept going, and I thought. Maybe it's someone who's like invisible telepathying her, but I don't know who it would be. Maybe Father Sunbright, maybe, but
maybe.
Oh, right, yeah, because they did mention that.
Because we didn't see him this episode.
That's true.
Where is Father Sunbright at this thing? Is that Father Sunbright the petrified thing? Because that was an old symbol of
old Lathandrian symbol, yeah.
And the Xanathar did say he had another
captive
priest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I think didn't Evelyn say that Father Sun was like of older faith?
Well, yeah,
something like that. Something like that.
A monitor, right? And he's been around a long time. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, the fact that there's one priest that the Xanathar didn't know who it was, and then there's another one. It just made me scared for her whole family.
Yeah,
everybody, just everybody.
Yeah. Lord.
There was a lot of Lathander-related NPCs introduced in this episode.
Yes.
Sister Insensia.
Yeah.
And then there was some the mention of somebody who's coming.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, what was
the person that Zeres wanted to replace her?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of writing that one.
The Dalelands?
Yeah, she's from the Dalelands. Her name starts with a J. Yeah, she's coming too. It's like it's just kind of like, okay, wow. There's like a lot of clearly something is happening here, you
who's
know.
going to be in charge of this church? So
something tells me we're going to, there's going to be a lot of church-related stuff in the future.
Probably.
We've got like freaking 4
political
or 5
intrigue via church.
Named NPCs like left and right, just like coming at you. Like,
I mean,
okay,
like a schism like that Power Struggle could bring in, Evelyn's family into that.
Yeah.
Depending on like who supports what.
Oh yeah.
Why doesn't Evelyn like her own statue?
I'm not absolutely sure. My guess would be because she doesn't feel like she deserves it. Also, it is a construct version of herself as well, which though she got used to it, she never really liked it.
Yeah.
Wait, the statue looks like her as a construct? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
And I have a whole weird theory about that may or may not be even close to accurate. So go to Reddit if you want to look at that. But
well, what is it? What's
spell it here. Do it, Rena.
Let's see if I can remember the basics of it. Okay. So the first thing we know about the statue is that it was commissioned by the family of the kiddo that was in heaven. Yes? He was going to be most likely brought back, which I'm assuming he did for the case of this theory. However, he knew her as a human. When she died and met him for the first time, she was a human soul, not a construct. How would he have known? Based off of that, how would the family have known? So connecting a few dots that I don't want to go into for a second. What if it's not Evelyn and it is Evelyn?
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the 3 heresies, right? Dawn and Dusk, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If Dusk is Shar, right? Then maybe that means Father Sunbright is going to want to bring the Shar people kind of into the fold to a degree and all work together. And that would mean bringing in like whoever made Evelyn or whatever, could create a situation where like evil construct Evelyn is walking around and Evelyn's supposed to just interact with her like normal, maybe.
That just plays into the 3-faced sun heresy even more, so that just makes me scared.
Yes.
Yikes.
Oh,
Scraticus, thank you very much for stopping by, Scraticus.
Hello.
What's up,
Scraticus says 1 million awesome shows.
Yeah,
we get claps. We get clips from Scraticus every single week from people watching Scraticus shows.
Cool.
Matt Fartigan, for some reason, I thought Chris had said Father Sunbright was outside the temple trying to oversee the evacuation.
I thought that was the Paladin and some random Lord's Alliance people.
The guy, Jalaster Silvermane?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, but he came in later. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Paladin that was telling Evie about the whole decision. Jalaster was pointed out by the Paladin, whose name I keep forgetting.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Jalaster was the informant, right? Who told them about the threat.
Yes.
Okay.
Scotty says Evelyn doesn't like her own statue because she doesn't feel like she deserves it and being idolized. Yeah, sounds right.
I mean,
that makes sense.
if you didn't remember your greatest triumph, I would understand. Not.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, we didn't even talk about earlier in the episode yet.
Yeah.
Nazca's. It started where they cast Speak with Dead on Nazca's severed head.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
The creepiest.
And I guess it was just a trigger to allow the Xanathar to talk to them for a little bit, because that was not the Speak for Dead spell.
No, that was.
The eye stalk coming out of his head was creepy. That was bad.
Chris's Xanathar voice is very intense.
Right?
Yeah.
This was like very this episode kind of like positioned the Xanathar. It was kind of like in a movie where you run into the bad guy the first time, the bad guy kicks everybody's butt, and then you're like, when they're gone, you're like, how are we gonna beat this bad guy? And then, at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, we're gonna fight him. What are we gonna do? It felt like what this was, kind of like building up the Xanathar.
Yeah.
Totally. And also, he was kind of forcing the group to move. You remember we had been talking about how there's a few episodes in a row where it was just the Xanathar attacking their house over and over again. This one, it was like, he's gonna go blow up that church, so it's like, go over there, It's kind of like he sort of set up a situation to sort of funnel them ahead towards adventure. I thought it was really a fun way to do it. I thought it was really cool.
Yep.
To tie in the evil church. Where did Xanathar suddenly having feelings for Evelyn? Where did that come from?
I don't. Oh, maybe when he was maybe looking through Nazca's stuff. Maybe head.
Possible.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because Nazca told him everything,
and
Nazca really liked Evelyn.
True.
So Xanathar's crazy. So maybe it's just like he just caught it, caught the fever. Maybe Nazca just really sold it well, and he was like, "Wow, she sounds really great."
She sounds.
I want her in my collection.
Oh,
I don't need the statue on you. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Statue. That was bad.
And he didn't like Paulton at all, right?
Oh no. Oh no, yeah.
The moment when the eye stalk came out and Evelyn was going for it, and the Xanathar was like, looked around, crap, no Paulton.
No Paulton? No Paulton?
He would have for sure shot at Paulton with one eye.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So does that mean like when they eventually fight the Xanathar again, he's gonna fire all 3 beams at Paulton?
Probably. Yeah.
I wonder is at least safe.
Did he take that from Nazca too? Just like the dislike of Paulton.
Sounds like it. Basically, everything.
He's like, I really don't like Paul. I don't like Strix, and I don't know who this guy is.
Like, I'm kind of wondering if Xanathar is going to like kill off everybody who's interested in Evelyn, like one by one, like Maloon. All the people on the chart,
That's a lot. That's a hefty list, though, of people. Though
put out hits on all of them. They're all going to drop one by one.
Can try on Omen, I guess. Who knows?
Send out all those weirdo assassins he has working for him.
It really is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Complicated diagram.
Just a lot of people with either construct things, statue things, or whoever delivered that shield.
Todd, right? Matt Fartigan. Todd is in trouble.
Todd's dead. Todd's dead.
Todd needs to go in a witness protection program. That's true. Legacy OW. Paulton also is connected with the fourth wall, just like Xanathar.
Yeah.
I think their connection is a little different, but at the same time, maybe not.
I mean,
now that I think about it.
Yelling out his stats.
Yeah. He was.
I have more hit points than all of you. Hold on. I capitalized all of the fourth wall breaking.
Yes. Awesome. Nice.
So, I know because I read Perkins' notes. I am CR13. I have more hit points than all of you. And then over here, we jump over here. People keep underestimating me. I'm on the cover of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, damn it.
I'm surprised you didn't say, like, I have my own book.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
The
But does
covers
that
of
mean
2
that-
books.
Does that mean that Paulton could like
3
3! The
books.
Monster Manual! Oh my
Yeah.
god!
on the cover.
Two more than a Serac. It's like,
Suck
Right.
it.
or one more than a Serac.
Does that mean that like Paulton could do research on him by reaching into the? What are the limits
Ooh,
of
that
the
would
fourth
be.
wall
I
breaking?
Maybe they can go to Wizards of the Coast and get that book.
Like, could
Maybe.
Paulton get his hands on Volo's guide?
Yeah,
Wait a
the
minute.
Vol's Guide's real,
It
right?
exists.
It exists in
It
the
That's
fiction.
right. Did the
Hold
group
on.
actually get it because they met Volo? Did they meet Volo in Port Nine?
They met. Did
Because
they?
he's in Tomb, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in Tomb and he sells
He sold
The-
his book.
for a really expensive price. It's very expensive.
I know, Sean, you had Volo meet my group, and we got signed copies.
I might be getting mixed up.
Yeah,
That's great.
I've seen so many groups like meet Volos. I'm like, did
Yeah.
meet? Like, I don't remember.
How
Like
much
But yeah,
is
but that
The fourth wall breaking is like
I think it's the
interesting
trademark
to
of a
see
crazy.
what happens when the two fourth wall breakers like are together. Like what how that's gonna work out,
yeah.
So, how does the Xanathar's insanity work? Does he have voices?
Well,
Because I know it's dreams.
since all beholders are crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, since the Xanathar is like a title that a bunch of beholders have had, I suppose it's different with each one.
Mm.
So it really depends on what this Xanathar's thing is.
As far as I know.
Because if you look at Paulton's character sheet, his flaw
Oh yeah.
is he wants to overcome his rival, which I think at the beginning started out just being Nate as a player.
Yeah.
Oh really?
It's like telling him stuff. You should do this. And he's like, I don't wanna, and that kind of thing. But I think it has since evolved into just shattering the fourth wall into millions of bits. So I was wondering if it's the same kind of thing with the Xanathar.
On his sheet, didn't it said it was like a voice, right? In his head or something?
The voice in his head.
Yeah.
Which I think is now Perkins.
Because like the tone in the Xanathar, his little note things kind of have that tone to it. That kind of like, it's not exactly like in character. It's like it references like things, like the way it's written is like it's kind of like a little more fourth wall breaky. So it's in the thing.
Yeah.
Just seems like there's probably some really fun way to use like they both break the fourth wall, and maybe they could. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's something really cool they could do where they one up each other by like flipping through rule books or
you have the spell. No, I don't.
Googling
I don't
each
have the
other
spell.
or something. Like
yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. That's probably. I just am interested to see. But I think that's an awesome idea to somehow tie it into his backstory, because when he first made his character on his sheet in the beginning, he did have like this voice in his head that was his rival or whatever. And maybe it'd be cool if it was somehow it was like the Xanathar, or it was Perkins. Perkins is the link between.
Perkins is just responsible for both them.
Yeah,
fourth wall breaking.
They're both linked together via Perkins. This entity known as Perkins, whatever that might be.
God, they need to like, someone needs to say that in front of and the other acquisitions people, because they've met Perkins.
Yeah,
They have.
it's true. He's in the campaign. Yeah,
he has a stat block and everything.
He has a stat block. Yeah. I don't want to. All right, real quick. I ran an Alkadine campaign a long, long time ago, and in one of the Alkadine books, there's an NPC named Elfinster, who moved to Zakara because everybody kept getting him confused with Elminster. So if you read the old Dragon magazine articles where they would have Elminster meet with some other famous wizards, the author of the article, I think it was Roger Moore, would hide in like a suit of armor, and he would witness it, and then he would write about it later or whatever. So in my campaign, I had Roger Moore accidentally show up at Elfinster's place, and he got stuck there, no way to get home. So he was like Roger Moore was hanging out with my group, and every time we played, something horrible would happen to him. He ended up like a zombie, and like it was just,
Jeez.
might be cool if Chris could do something like that. Maybe I don't know how much. It's like the fourth wall thing is really funny. I just watched Deadpool too, so like it's like I don't know. It's very funny, and like I just don't know like where's the line with the fourth wall stuff. I don't know, because you could get really ridiculous with it. I had a guy in the game store once tell me a story about how this character teleported to real life to the gaming group and looked at the monster manual or something, and I was just like, okay, we're way outside, I guess you could do it once and it's fun. I mean, you know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
I think it depends on what you break it with. Like for the Xanathar, it kind of makes sense that he knows about himself. It's like, these are my stats.
I mean,
they're important.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense for a megalomaniac.
Yeah, he also sang like Nate's song at him, so
yeah, he did. It's true.
Sang Nate's song at him. That's funny. He did.
It's the best thing, and it made sense for Xanathar too. It's just okay.
Anything else we missed in the beginning? The Victor Trench or Vincent Trench?
Vincent Trench.
Vincent. Okay.
Tiger's Eye.
The Rakshasa private detective has a secret room, and in it there was a pentagram.
Yeah,
and
I wrote that down too. Let's see.
Intestines and gore.
That's great.
Inside is an unfurnished stone room with a pentagram made of entrails, and at the tips there are braziers that are glowing, and then there's also I forgot what the word he used was, but there's a stone devil that came to life when he took the book that had a bunch of, I think it was infernal, but it could have been abyssal words written in blood in it. Yay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good wholesome stuff.
And it's evidently a book for summoning fiends and lower planar entities. So
yeah.
As far as Dieth could deduce.
The cover was flesh, right?
Yep.
It's literally the Necronomicon.
Well, it could be. I mean, Scotty says maybe it's the Book of Vile Darkness.
Oh no.
Or
oh no.
Could be one of the Demonomicons of Igwilf.
Oh no.
Right? That would be freaking awesome.
Oh no.
But if it's a Rakshasa, it could just be like the Rakshasas. Maybe it's got some true names in it.
Yeah.
You could summon different fiends with it and bind them and talk to them and stuff.
It could be a book of keeping. Maybe.
Could be a book of keeping. Imagine that if it had Shemeshka's true name in it, the book.
Oh, see that. I mean that Rakshasa would be nothing. Not even dead.
Like this Rakshasa. All right, it's a private detective. Lives in Waterdeep. It has this book.
Yeah.
Like, was it using the pentagram to help in its investigations? Was the investigation just a cover for something else?
I'm wondering if this is like a thread, like one of those little like side plots that you could do for Dragon Heist.
Yeah.
That you don't want to like make. This is just something that they're probably not going to solve in this, but you can if you were to go along that line in the book, you could probably do it.
That's what I was figuring too.
Hire him to look for the treasure in the Stone of Galore.
Possible.
Make a deal with Rakshasa.
So yeah, that book might be in Dragon Heist. It might say exactly what it is.
Just like X the Mystic's tome and Mr. Fox and the glasses and everything.
Yeah. Xanathar actually said at one point that he wasn't interested in the Stone of Galore or the treasure.
Yeah.
It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
A little bit.
I thought he was
obsessed with evil, and now
he's great. He's completely flipped.
Whims of a insane beholder.
About as like feelings and what goals change at a drop of a hat with crazy. With this kind of crazy, at least.
Maybe if the fish dies, maybe he'll forget about Evelyn.
Oh God.
Yeah. Wonder which is more important to him.
The fish.
The fish.
Probably the fish.
The fish.
He really likes that fish.
He loves that fish.
Okay, I think we got
It's
everything
always the fish.
covered. Is there anything else you guys want to? Did we miss anything from the show? Pretty much.
I'll do a quick run through.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Binwin's coming back next week, or if this is gonna be something like, "Whoop, he's just dead forever."
Whoops.
I was
No
wondering
true
that too.
resurrection for you.
I guess it depends on what Scott wants to do, because he did say he always wanted Benwin to go out,
Yeah.
Badass, but I guess it depends.
It feels like this could set up some really cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not the first time someone in Acquisitions Inc. died, so.
And Nate was disintegrated just a few episodes ago, right?
Yep.
And he got better.
Yeah.
So they could.
Yeah.
Be hard.
Through resurrection, you just have to say their name, and they have to be willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just helped it, and he did this in a church of Lathander.
I mean, Binwin has rich friends.
Yeah, Omen. You know.
Very true.
You know, it's a million.
Oh! I do have one thing.
Mhm.
Strix's religion check after the whole learning about the heresy with, the Dominator's dead bodies just floating about in the astral plane.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Because he
Out there with the Oscar and everybody else.
Yeah.
Hanging.
Yes.
For people who might
Potential sneak peek for Birdcage.
I mean, all sorts of stuff is out there.
For people newer who might not know about this stuff, in Planescape in second edition, there's a lot of material on what gods are powered by belief. So if your followers stop believing in you, you're dead. So there are a lot of dead gods. So when a god dies, they become this like miles-long stone corpse that floats in the astral plane, and you can actually go to them. Monty Cook wrote a really cool article in Dragon Magazine about the stuff you can mine from a dead god, and all the adventures you can have.
This sounds
going from dead god to dead god. So
sounds very relevant.
And there's a whole adventure called Dead Gods by Monty Cook.
Yeah.
Although that's not really all that much about the dead gods, but there's stuff.
This is called Dead Gods.
The Githyanki capital is also built on Dead God in the astral. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So so that actually, how cool would it be if the Waffle crew actually went to Omonitor's corpse?
Oh yeah, the astral plane is so
really
strange.
Awesome.
It's so cool.
There's a lot to unpack there with Birdcage, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know. Go ahead, Rena.
No. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I know in one of the Neverwinter Nights games, you go to the astral plane, you actually talk to one of the dead gods there. So, I mean, it's possible. Something cool like that.
Because I know that.
I just don't want to give away Birdcage spoilers.
Yeah, I'm trying not to because I think I know that is Dead Gods. I think that comes after the Motron March. I don't. That's
the different thing. I think
it's relevant for me.
Yeah.
Okay. There's things that were revealed in the Birdcage episode that Nate guessed it in. It's guest NPC, so I don't want to give things away, but at the same time,
I know.
My head is going.
Yeah.
I wrote a fanfic about the spoilers.
Cool.
Yes.
Watch that episode. Watch Birdcage.
It's a good episode. Watch it.
All right, everybody. I think we'll wrap it up there. Why don't we do some plugs? Rena, do you have any plugs?
Yes. You can see me on Sundays here on Power Score RPG as Winthrop Starbrook, the Shadarkai druid. He's trying his best to be edgy and failing. Okay, that would be, I think, 3:30 PST and 6:30 EST, depending on where you are. Also, I write recaps for Dark and Dicey. I'm catching up. Sean, you can expect an email tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get that to you.
Cool.
Yesterday for Dark and Dicey, it was not the most of the cast because 3 of them are on tour, and I don't know what the situation was for the last one. So instead, we had Marcy Edwards and Aaron Fitzgerald join Anna Brisbane in a one-shot for episode 13. That was Dark and Dicey. So yeah, that's cool. And as always, you can find me at MIKO_CARINA, Miko Karina, on Twitter. There you go.
Dylan, do you have any plugs?
I do. This Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Greyhawk channel, you can find me in Sean's Secrets of Castle Greyhawk game, where we explore D&D's original Mega Dungeon. And we just got drunk and lost our baby white dragon in the big city, and there's a Temple of Vecna, and nothing at all could go wrong. Let me see. I write recaps for Rivals of Waterdeep on Sean's blog, Power Square RPG. We only have one episode left this Sunday, so that should be fun. They're also going up against the Xanathar, and it's nasty. And they might have allied with the Zhentarim, so, fun stuff. And I think that's it for this week.
Shauna, do you have any plugs?
Yes. First thing is Thursday at 5 p.m. Stratus Academy. I'm doing a one shot on there, 5 p.m. On Saturday, it's going to be kind of like the conclusion to the Tomb game for Sean's thing on this channel. Characters I think would survive the tomb, and become like weird spice traders. So odd enough. And then Hell's Bells on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. More Planescape weirdness, and we have mostly solved the interpersonal stuff. We'll see. One's still gone. But yeah, one last thing. I am probably going to miss next couple weeks because I am going to PAX, and a bunch of us in Hell's Bells are actually going to dress up as our characters on Sunday.
Awesome.
That's be fun. I'm going to have to get one of those posters from the Idle Champions thing too. Now that I see that.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Cool. Yeah, so tomorrow on the Greyhawk channel, I'll be playing in Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains, which we had a really good episode last time. Now that Ellie is back, we're going into phase 2. We lost our Hellfire engine, but now we're gonna go find Mordenkainen, so that should be cool. And Thursday on the Greyhawk channel, Secrets of Castle Greyhawk. That'll be at 1 p.m. The group will go back into the dungeon, I think. And then hopefully at 7 p.m. The last few weeks, this has been a problem with the hosting on the D&D channel on Twitch. Hopefully that'll be fixed for this week. But if it doesn't run, you can always watch it here, and this episode will be on YouTube tomorrow, Wednesday. So you can just check it out there if it's not. The rerun doesn't air on Thursday. All right. So thank you everybody for watching, and thanks for all of the comments. And it was a really awesome episode of Dice Camera Action, and I'm really looking forward to next week's show. It's should be really good.
God.
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna be on a plane.
Thank you all for
gonna scream.
See you all next time, everybody.
Yeah.